Hey, what's up everyone? Danny and Alex. Today I want to talk about this position right here. Your opponent is on all fours, and this is what we call the turtle position. How to attack. Let's check it out. So we end up in this position right here. You have a nice grip onto his collar in front of his chin, and now we have access to a technique called the clock choke. So the clock choke basically is just you moving around his head, just like the needles of a clock, using your feet. Okay, so look, I'm gonna go underneath the chin, this arm right here, I'm gonna hold right here on the outside of his pants and make a nice grip with all fingers where his knee is. The reason I'm gonna do this is if I go underneath and I go too deep, he's gonna overhook that elbow and roll me over him. All right, so I wanna prevent this altogether. And once I'm here, I'm gonna bring this base to hold him steady. Now it's important to bring your weight on top of his shoulder and neck. So I'm gonna move my body here, and as a reference point, I wanna ensure I don't bring my face too far across his head, because then I'll lose balance and I'll get rolled over his head. So I wanna keep that nice balance right here, adjust myself cautiously, and now I'll bring this leg, the bottom leg, across, just like the needles of a clock, and pull onto his collar, which will create the tension for the clock choke. Now you might get some opponents or training partners that are very resistant to this choke, and what you're gonna do is take a second or an additional step into the technique, all right? So it would look like this. So as you have the collar here and you're holding on, I'll let go of the collar so I can explain a little bit deeper. What you're going to do is do your first step here, and then someone's not tapping just yet, you take another step by overstepping here, but notice how my head stays on top of his upper back the whole time and not in front of his face so I don't get rolled over. Next up from this position, what we're going to look at is rolling the opponent over into the same type of choke. So as I was holding here, okay, now I'm going to bring my knee behind his elbow and pull the elbow out so I can use my foot and trap his wrist. Once I have the arm, look, I'm going to bring my legs together and cross them to trap that near side arm. Now, what I need to do is roll over his shoulder. All right, so a lot of times when you're here, if you're starting out, you're going to have a difficulty, or you might even be nervous to roll over and not falling on your face. So a nice trick for the first 1 or 2 reps, I would recommend always posting your arm, just for the sake of practice, onto the mat first. All right, but once you're used to it, of course, you don't want to let go of that control. Other times you also have this type of control where you're clearing the arm, all right? So in the sake of this video, I was holding the pants, so I'll keep it exactly where it is. But now, look, I'm gonna roll him to this direction. So I need my toes on the mat. So once you have that position, you bring your toes on the mat so you can push and use that takeoff. What that's gonna do is it's gonna roll his body to bring that elbow underneath his chest. So now he has no more base. He can't base out with that elbow, and you're also holding his leg so he can't base out with his foot. And as you roll over him, look, from here, 1, you'll land in what we call the crucifix position. Let's turn in this direction, Alex, against the camera. So from here, you land in this position right here. All right, now you let go of the pants, and you bring this behind your neck for the first tap, or behind his neck and push in this direction for the second choke. So once again, we're here having a control from the turtle position. Use your knee, open up his arm, trap his wrist, and look, cross your ankles together. Now from here, make sure you adjust correctly. Use your toes. 1, if you're having a difficult time, like I said, if you're starting out, post on a mat. Other times you can also, once you're here, release one of your legs, which is not recommended for the finalization of the technique, but just for practice, just to learn how to roll over them. But if you're used to this, keep everything in position, use your toes on the mat, and push yourself so you can propel yourself over him in this position. And now, from here, your arm is gonna go behind your neck for the first tap, or behind his neck and in point in this direction for the second choke. From the same turtle top position, what we're gonna do now is as I'm holding his leg here, instead of going for this arm or moving myself up like a needle, I'm gonna go almost in a side control position as such, okay? So what I'm gonna do, there's gonna be a space here. I want you guys to bring your knees off the mat so you can bring your head between the elbow and his leg. So now when you land, you're on top. Look, when you land here, the opponent's body is going to be on your stomach. So from here, what's gonna happen, you use this grip to move his legs away. So look, as I move myself to the side, I move his legs away. Let's turn towards the camera, Alex. You'll move yourself aside, keep the grip, and look, as I come up, I push him away, I drive, and from here, turn into the choke. So once again, from here, control the leg. This is very important because the pant grip here is going to enable you, once you roll them over, to be able to remove the weight from your top of the body, from your stomach. That way that you can finalize the choke from behind him. So here, I bring my knees off. As I turn him here, look, this grip right here is going to help me move his weight as I shift. One, and look from the side. Here, I move, and as I turn, I'm back into the choke. All right, guys, so there you have it. 3 different choking techniques you can use from the turtle position when you're on top. Hope you enjoyed this content. Leave us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you
in the next video.
Take care.